Monetary coins like XRP, Litecoin, BitcoinCash, and Dash seem to be stealing the spotlight from the vast majority of altcoins and Bitcoin itself as Bitcoin dominance is rising, which means just around the corner, massive explosion from monetary coins is about ready to happen. I can smell it. Can you smell it? Let's dive in. So in this video, so I'm going to start with XRP. I'm going to do mostly the lower term timeframes. However, if you are newer to this channel, I recently did a video on these 4 coins covering the longer term timeframes, which is still valid, even though it's a couple weeks old, but none of that has broken down. So for this to make sense, and if you're newer to the channel, you might want to pause this video, open a new tab or whatever you got to do, or come back to this video, but click this link right here that's popping up right now. Click that one and then come back. For folks who are not new, again, if you haven't watched my Bitcoin analysis and you don't know what's going on with Bitcoin, remember, my short-term analysis, they don't matter. They completely break down without an understanding of Bitcoin analysis. So click this link if you haven't watched my Bitcoin video from today, and let's dive back into XRP on the small-term timeframes. All right, we are looking at XRP on the 1 hour chart. Let me tell you what you are looking at here outside of that. I have drawn in, so I went to the daily chart, took the EMAs, the 10. So the red is the 10 EMA, or no, that's the, I have this mislabeled, daily. This is the daily 10 EMA and the daily 200 EMA drawn in on the 1 hour chart, right? So I drew this in and I took off all my EMAs only. So those are my EMAs of the 1 hour. See them disappear, right? So I only want the bigger EMAs and how the 1 hour candles play with it. I really like trading like that. That's how I prefer to trade. Kind of ignore the smaller term EMAs unless it's like the 55 EMA of the 45 or the 2 hour, something to that effect. Anyway, so that's what we're looking at. So I have the weekly 10 EMA drawn in on the 1 hour chart, the daily 10 and 200. That's really the big 3 that matter right now. Plus what you're looking at, if I can make these lines a little bolder here, you are looking at a range that that XRP is in, and really I thought it was going to zoom out of it potentially, but it looks like it's kind of getting stuck in it, but that's fine. Playing a range is honestly super profitable, given that coins typically spend most, or price typically spends most of its time in ranges. Anyway, so this green line that you're seeing here, right, is the point of control. It's essentially the middle of the range. This is the bottom line, right? The bottom of the range, and this is the top of the range. And these dotted lines that aren't green, so the green line is the point of control, right? So above, good, below, bad, so on and so forth. And these are kind of like this is like the 3/4 line, and this dotted line is like the 1/4 line, something to that effect, right? And the bottom is the 0 line, something to that. So XRP is stuck in a range. Now, I do like the idea that XRP did come over the, let me zoom in just a little bit more. I do like the idea that XRP did go above the point of control, which is the green line, almost perfectly tagged the 3/4 line, and is now using it as support. So if Bitcoin takes a small dive down here, honestly, I would love to be able to get back in my position. I got out of my position here far in profit. I was in at 106 and I thought Bitcoin might have tumbled. So I took a profitable position, but I really wish I stayed in my trade. Oh, well, I got scared out, but in deep profit, I was like 30% up with the small amount of leverage that I had. Something to that effect. So I really would like XRP to come back down to 118, and that would associate with Bitcoin specifically, which is why it's important to follow Bitcoin. That would be Bitcoin not coming all the way down to 65K, but maybe like 65.8, going a little bit below 66. And that would be a nice retest and a wick down on a daily below the daily 10 EMA if you're looking at daily candles. But I would imagine that just like here, it would only wick below, then charge back up, and it would probably hit the point of control right around $1.18. I would get back in my leverage long at that point, obviously setting stops because, you know, things could break down more, but that's specifically what I'm looking at because I have pretty high hopes for monetary coins in general for this portion of the market cycle phase. So but it looks like XRP might be sticking its landing on the 3/4 line. So what it might do is it might simply consolidate under the top of the line, which is at $1.32. and this 3/4 line, which is about $1.24, it could consolidate under here and just blast off and never come back to $1.32. And so if you had clicked that link from my prior video, you will already know what my both end of year price targets are and in a bull run price targets are for XRP. So again, you might want to check that out. And I should be able to leave a link to that video in the description section below. If you've gotten this far, you didn't click that link, I get it. You can pause this video, go to that one. This is going to make a lot more sense for you. So I will leave a link to that in the near the top of the description section. Everybody, it's that time again to flip your phones or get flipped off. Hey, Tim, what does that mean? That means literally flip your phone vertically because it's horizontal right now and you have the maximize screen. Flip it vertically so the video gets smaller so you can see the like button. Hit the like button so I can continue. Okay, I'll wait. All right. And also what you can do for me to help me continue making videos for you, leave me a comment, even if it's a period without the tampon, or if you're actually a B Pro fan on here just watching me yell B Pro or yell Trias or whatever your favorite coin is. Also, new viewers, if you like what you see so far, hit subscribe and hit the bell. Why should you hit the bell? Great question. Glad you asked, because this stuff can be time sensitive. So if I'm going to help you walk through a more profitable crypto journey, help me help you. Let's get this crypto together. We are in this together. Hit that bell and let's get it. Let's dive back into the charts. All right. So XRP, if I can zoom out, the reason why I think this could very soon blow past so I'm now on the daily chart. Its price has already given a lot. So after price went above the daily 200, which I'm focusing on this orange line. So I'm looking at price's relationship to the orange line. Historically, when Bitcoin started to make gains, as long as an altcoin has gone both above the daily 200 or the orange line, come back down to retest it and retested it twice. So 2 full retests. You don't need to test it again for honestly, the rest of the bull market. You don't have to touch it until shit is done. Honestly. So I think that, kind of like a gravity, black hole, point of no return, event horizon, like it has passed its point of no return. It doesn't need to touch this ever again, which means it has the crypto permission. So if you can see me down in my box here, my video, my mug shot here, crypto permission to fly from here. So that is a snippet of the video that I was trying to link at the beginning of the video, and why I think this could easily break out of the range and go towards the targets described in the link that I provided down in the description section from a previous video. So really everything looks honestly really healthy with XRP. Let's go ahead and go to my personal favorite. I like Dash, so I'm going to cover Dash next. However, the reason why you should stay tuned, so XRP fans, just because I'm done with XRP, trust me, don't leave this video just because you don't care about Dash or Litecoin or whatever, because I promise you all crypto, actually maybe besides XRP, XRP it moves like nothing else. I'm not going to lie about that. Everything but XRP will move just like everything else. So all crypto, maybe besides XRP, moves the same, but there will be a time that what Dash is doing and what Litecoin's doing and what BitcoinCash is doing, that scenario will happen to XRP price. So if you watch this whole video through, the setups that you're seeing and the EMAs that they're hitting, the obstacles they're trying to get over, how they get over them, or how they might come back down to correct to them, it will soon apply to XRP. So it's like getting 3 practices in before the big game on XRP. So Litecoin, Dash, and BitcoinCash analysis are like getting in 3 practices before a game on XRP. So see it as getting more practice, or me boxing training you, right? Even though you would prefer just to get in the ring and be paid, right? If you're a boxer, but you have to practice. So consider this practice. It's going to help you, I promise. So XRP fans, stay tuned for the next 3 analysis, because these are all monetary coins. Yes, XRP does move a little bit differently than everything else. However, these situations will apply to XRP most likely before the end of the bull run. All right. Okay. So let's dive into this. All right. Dash. So Dash also, I don't have the things drawn, the EMAs drawn in. Dash is in a really cool scenario. So let me take off price here. So these are the daily EMAs. Whenever you see the daily EMAs smashed like that, you see how everything but the including the orange was smashed, and now they're expanding. That's typically really, really good, as opposed to trying to cross the orange line, all the other colors, as they're already expanding. That means price is going to come back and touch it. And I covered that in the video that I linked as well. That's also in the description section. I do believe I talked about that as well. So when you see this kind of patterns with the other EMAs getting above the biggest EMA and they're already spread it, that means it's going to come down and test it. However, it looks like Dash for the rest of the bull run will not need to come back down and test the daily 200 because of this consolidation with the smashed EMAs. This, honestly, folks, it could really fly. Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin are kind of doing so, or especially Bitcoin Cash and Dash are kind of on the same pace. Litecoin is similar, but its posture just a little higher. I mean, Dash looks like it is going to fly, then consolidate during the new year with Bitcoin, and then fly even harder on its second push. This looks like it's going to get really serious, folks. I think Dash is getting ready to do some nasty work. I cannot say that enough. And you know, what the hell did I just do? So I cannot stress enough. You know, even as a YouTuber, my following isn't big enough, and I do own a lot of Dash, but you know, I don't have a big enough following to try to say that kind of stuff to pump price. Like I can't, my viewers can't pump the price of Dash. It's too, the order book's too thick and there's too much liquidity, right? But I say that because I truly believe it. It's in the charts, and so it's not in a range. The only thing that really Dash is dealing with now that it has, if I can make this big here, it has crypto permission, right? It has charting permission to fly, and it's not stuck in a horizontal range. I mean, it's really just dealing with origin lines at this point. So it could have trouble getting back over the origin line here, like that it touched here. It might have trouble back at about 325. And it might have like a 1, 2, 3 day candle correction, or it could correct for a couple weeks and then fly up to the next origin line closer to $700 near the end of the year. So end of the year, my minimum projections, I think that Dash will have hit close to $700. So maybe it's something like 660, something like that. Or will have hit 660 before the end of the year. Now, exactly at the January 1st at 1 a.m. in the morning or 12:30 in the morning, will it be 660? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it will have hit roughly 660 to 700, and it might be correcting by then, and it might be back down to like 450, something to that effect. But I think it will fly and meet this origin line, what it previously tested 3 times. And more bullish than that, I think it has a chance. I'm not saying a monster chance, but I think it's a double digits chance that because this origin line has already been tested 3 times, it could fly past before the end of so this line right here is the end of the year. See that vertical line? I think before the end of the year, it could fly past and hit then one of the 2 lines up, which would be closer to $800 and close to $1,100. I think the combined possibility of both those situations together, not individually, but the probability of those being hit together, right? So one plus like that, the probability of this one plus the probability of this one, I think it's close to 25%. I think it has a solid chance. However, I do think it's much more probable by the end of the year it hits this 650 line and then corrects with Bitcoin, maybe comes back down here, has a 25% correction or whatever. Let's actually measure that. Maybe a wick past. Oh yeah, it's a 35% correction down to the dotted line, the baby origin line. That would actually make sense. And then it gives a push and maybe even skips this next origin line and then flies up to 2K. I think Dash is getting ready to get some really, really real dirty work done. I cannot say that enough. And honestly, if I don't suggest anybody chase green candles because it's had a big couple of days. But if you find it like hitting the daily 21 at any time in the near future, the daily 21 EMA, I mean, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that'd probably be a freaking good pickup. Even without leverage, just to have it in your portfolio. For a big cap coin among all coins on page 1 CoinMarketCap, I think this from today until the end of the bull run. So not from January, right? So Ethereum would have probably better gains from January but from today, deploying Tether to the end of the bull run, I think within all coins on page 1 market cap, this will be ROI from today in the bull run. I mean, a top 10, maybe even a top 5 ROI from today because the price is so suppressed. I really, really think that within page 1 quote. Now, small alts like under 20 million, they're going to beat like on average everything on page 1 coin market cap in terms of your gains because they move so much faster. They're harder to sell though. The liquidity is less, but your gains hopefully they're not unrealized gains because you know how to sell because you follow my channel. But within page one coin market cap, I think this could be a top contender, a top 5 from today till the end of the bull market, not counting from January of 2021 to in the bull run. It probably won't outperform a lot of the coins in that regard, but from today, I think it will. All right. So Dash, I really like, it has crypto permission. It's ready to fly. It's getting stupid at this point. It's so mature in its like ability to move up now. All right. So now Bitcoin Cash. So what I'm going to do is a similar like midterm and short-term analysis on Bitcoin Cash. So you can see here structurally, Bitcoin Cash is not at its bottom origin line, and Dash was, which means once Dash pops, it will have to make up for this distance and essentially sort itself out, similar to my theory that actually worked. Not a single other YouTuber said that about Bitcoin sorting itself out when Cardano was making all-time highs, and Ethereum was going up to 4K and Bitcoin was only at 40K, right? I said, no, the market cannot continue until Bitcoin is the same level versus all-time highs with these three, which means these have to be flipped. Cardano has to then go down. Ethereum can keep going sideways-ish, but not too aggressively up, but maybe a little up, right? And Bitcoin has to fly. And guess what happened? Bitcoin outperformed both of those and caught up and actually got above its all-time high when the other two weren't. So it outperformed them. It sorted itself out, right? That theory worked, and you did not see that anywhere else on YouTube, right? So I think that with my theory on Dash, that's why the ROI is going to be so huge. It's suppressed. It's down here. It will sort itself out with the other monetary coins. I'm telling you, like the probability of that happening is super high, right? But Bitcoin Cash 2 is only on its second origin line from the bottom, right? So it's got a lot of room, folks. I mean, these monetary coins are going to get some nasty work done. So you could also see if I take off everything besides price and the daily 200 EMA. So now I'm on Bitcoin Cash on the daily. I only have one EMA on. Actually, I have it drawn in, don't I? Ha, sweet. All right. So I can actually go down to like the 1 hour, which might not be that helpful. Let's go to the 4 hour. So you can see here, it has crypto permission to fly because it's streamed above so the orange line is the daily 200, right? So it's gone. Nope. That's the 4 hour. I need to remove this. Yeah. So that's the daily 200. All right. So the orange line is the daily 200, but I'm on the 4 hour chart. So if I were to put on the daily chart again and put on 200, it would be right there, right? So all the EMAs are off my chart except the drawn in daily. So you can see here that price, it did not have crypto permission to fly, but it flew a little bit, which means what? It has to, like it's essentially forced to come back down to test that. And what did it do? Tested it twice, actually failed it, came straight back up to it, used it as support, failed it again, consolidated under it. And that consolidation under is almost as good as coming above and using as support. It's almost as good, but it still has crypto permission to fly without touching this line the entire rest of the bull market. It has crypto permission to fly. Like private pilots, even commercial pilots, you know, they have to call their destination or they're passing through other airspace. They have to get permission to fly. That's literally, it has permission to fly. It is checked off. Everything's good. It's potentially going to be a pretty badass move. So if you zoom out, where is this going and how fast? Because Bitcoin Cash already rivaled this origin line where this previous high of June 2019 came up to, it already broke through it back in May. I think Bitcoin Cash is easily going to get above this line, and this just in one push. Like this could happen in the matter of like 3 weeks. I'm telling you. Maybe 4 or 5, but before the end of the year, it's going to be well above this line, likely closer to this line. So let me do an end of year line, which I don't have a vertical line denoting the end of the year. Let me draw that in. This looks like it's going to giddy up really fast, folks. Like also do some nasty work. So December, that's close enough. December 31st. Let's make that line white. All right, so that's the end of the year. So by the end of the year, I think this could easily race up, touch that line minimum, like 1385. I know that seems like it's going to get hot, but I think it's because it has permission to fly. I think it will get hot. I honestly think that this is a mid, like not a super conservative target, but like a medium guess. And honestly, a wick above up to like 1800 is maybe just as probable. And getting up to this line, because it's already past this line, it doesn't have to really it doesn't have to use this line as an obstacle, which is the 1385 line, right? If it gets there just before Christmas, it has permission to go up to 2200 before the end of the year. And that's a big gain, folks. I mean, that's more than triple. So 200% increase is triple your money. 100% increase is double your money, right? So these monetary coins, folks, I'm telling you, like, it's about ready to get stupid, in a good way, assuming the party with Ethereum and Bitcoin continue. It's always contingent upon that. All right. Litecoin, the one that really performed the best over the last couple of days. Litecoin really does have good marketing and stuff though. But the reason why I think the ROI on Dash, which honestly, I would be willing to bet like money on this too. I think from today, ROI on Dash will be better than ROI on Litecoin by the end of the bull run. And I would literally bet you that on that, because it's not at its bottom origin line. So therefore, Dash has to make up for it, sort itself out, which means it's got to have gains on top of gains to sort itself out with the other monetary coins. However, still, Litecoin has a pretty similar posturing to both Dash and Bitcoin Cash, but its posturing was up higher, but in a very, honestly, a really bullish way. How it's been moving is really cool. Litecoin's done some really cool stuff here. I'm actually kind of impressed with it. I'm not impressed with it versus Bitcoin though. So you can see here, the orange line is the what? The daily 200 EMA, right? So it actually was consolidating around here. So it technically, well, no, it never used it as support fully. So because it sort of consolidated under, it had permission to fly. So it flew a little higher than everything else, because the other two coins, Dash and Bitcoin Cash, did not get this nice tight consolidation under that line, which means it had crypto permission to fly a little bit more. But because it never truly used it as support, it's essentially forced. It's forced to come back down and check it at least once or twice, which it did it failed it, came back up, used it as support for how many days? Let's zoom in on here. I mean, it used it as some pretty serious support there for how long? That's a month and a half, right? Kind of had a little drop with Bitcoin, but that's still kind of using it as support. Came back up, used it as support for another month plus. And it has permission to fly. Like this is actually, how long was that? I didn't say how many days. So the second little a month, right? So a month and a half here, a month here. These coins are going to get nasty work done, folks. All right. So by the end of the year, I can see Litecoin easily also coming up to the same origin line it's already tested, because it did not wick past it. I believe it will have trouble getting past it. Right. So this line would be equivalent to the 650 line on Dash. Right. So equivalent, because it's already tested it. But Dash tested it 3 times and Litecoin has only tested it once. So I think Litecoin has a smaller probability of passing this line before the end of the year. So I think that by far the most probable scenario is before Christmas, that Litecoin will hit almost the same price as Dash. And so this will, okay, so check this out. So this will be, so Dash is value is currently less than Litecoin's. So Dash is sitting at like 220, Litecoin at 262, right? Even though the market caps are different, the coin circ's different, but I think Dash US dollar price will end up going higher than Litecoin's price by the end of the year on a US dollar value, not market cap. Dash would have to go to like freaking $5,000 to pass Litecoin's market cap, right? So I'm not saying that, but dollar value, I think Dash has a strong chance of getting over Litecoin's US dollar value, not market capitalization, by the end of the year, right? And that would be part of my guess that it's going to sort itself out. So Litecoin's going to have trouble getting over this line. I could see it at 650 most probably. Now, by the exact new year, which is this white line, yeah, it might be lower next. It's going to be correcting and might be at 455. But before the end of the year, I think it will have hit around 650. Around 650. Now, if it wicks above and hits the next baby origin line up here, that would be about 770. And if it does really get work done, because it's already tested this once, and it gets the next origin line up, that would be closer to 950. So these would be my 3 projections, assuming the party continues, which is very likely right now. So first most probable end of year max target before a correction. Second most probable 770, third most probable 950 for Litecoin. And they'll each probably have a 30+% correction and then start, slamming past finally the origin line from which it got rejected. And just, I think the next leg up after the new year is going to be insane for monetary coins. I think it's going to be freaking nuts. So for any of these coins, if you could catch the daily 21 EMA on a pickup, and even on spot, like no leverage, it could be a really good purchase. And this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm saying here, or nothing that I'm saying, should stimulate you to take action in terms of clicking around with your money, but rather these are my thoughts, and you can do with my thoughts as you will, knowing that this is not financial advice. I'm a random guy on the internet talking about Pokemon cards of XRP, Pokemon cards, Litecoin, so on and so forth. Definitely just Pokemon cards. So new viewers, these 2 videos popping up here, they might pop up here in a second, but these 2 videos could drastically change the level of profitability that you have throughout your crypto journey, the rest of this bull run. And flip your phone vertically if you didn't do it earlier, damn it, because you got flipped off. Don't get flipped off twice. Come on now, this is your second freaking chance to help out the algo so I can continue making more videos for you. Leave me a comment, literally, even if it's a period without the tampon, whatever. Yell triass, yell berserk, or whatever you want to do. Yell something, leave me a comment. And if you're subscribed, make sure that bell's clicked. Go down there and check it now. Make sure it's, for all or whatever. Make sure the bell's clicked. This is time-sensitive information. I want to help walk you through a more profitable crypto journey. Let's get this crypto together. We are in this together. Help me help you. We'll see you next time on the flip side. Y'all just got typified.